what you're trying to say, and I agree with you. Unfortunately, when we brought the entire resolution, we brought all the penalties with us. So now we are striking penalties. We can't add them penalties. We don't need to add them because it's already there. So we're going to, if we don't do anything now, 2 penalties remain on the censure. I know, I agree with you, but this is where we're at. Yeah. Are we good? So we're gonna go to penalty 1 first, then we're gonna do penalty 2. Once we have,
Okay.
then we're done. Are we good? Each penalty needs 3/5. Are we good? All right. You should have been reading this. If you want to know penalties at this point, we have a problem. Want to do that?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I had a request for information.
Yes, sir.
Did the resolution as presented to the body contain penalties?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a need to vote on each penalty individually, or do we just take a final 3/5 vote on imposing penalties that no one stood up to move to strike?
No, sir. I would rather take it on individually. The reason I would want to do that is I want to know who is supporting which penalties, because when I have to go to court, I want to know who was there, who was not there.
Are you asking us to suspend our supplemental rule that just calls for one final vote? That's what you need, Mr. Chairman. We can certainly do that.
No, the Rule 44 says impose the penalty that we decide.
So we've presented that resolution with them already in there. So we would just take a final 3/5 vote to impose the penalties, plural, that are already in there, not to each one. That seems superfluous. Unless you really need that to move forward. Well, you can. We adopt the rule. No, we adopt it. I don't want to do that.
1 second, take a break. Come back.
I understand, but we need to understand if that's what.
Current supplemental rules require voice vote on everything except the very final resolutions concurrence.
Yeah, that's what we're going back to.
And so now what we're going to do is we're going to make 3/5 for each penalty.
That's always been like that from the Rule 44. We're just changing, instead of all 3 bundled into one vote, we're going to do one at a time. That's all we're doing.
I don't understand, because we originally said everything stays in the resolution unless it's struck out.
That's correct.
Nobody's voted to strike out penalties 1 and 2, so they're still in there.
That's right.
So why is the resolution as a whole remaining with everything still in there that wasn't struck out? Why isn't that ripe for a 3/5 record call vote on the entire thing?
Because some members would want to put penalty 1, some people would want to put penalty 2, some would want to put both of them. So this gives them the opportunity to do that.
To what end? Point of
the end of
information.
voting.
What's the reason for that?
That clears up who wants to have penalty 1, who wants to have penalty 2, who wants to have penalty 1 and 2.
So you're giving some people cover from not having to give a deposition. Is that what you're saying? I didn't vote for 1.
No, I'm giving the party cover for deposition. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Point of order. First of all, is this an interrupting motion to supplement the rules during a vote when we're in a vote for the motion on the floor, which is the censure?
Yes, it is up to the body if they want to take it up. If the body says no, we don't want to do that. We'll go back.
So this is an interrupting motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Second of all, I speak against this. It's going to be timely, and I don't think we have the time to do that. I think that if you want to have 1 or 2 or 3 out, you move to strike 1 or 2 or 3, and then you have that vote. You don't have to have that vote on every single censure. We just need to have it on those that should you have a disagreement with. So if you don't want one for this one, you move to strike number one. We don't have to have the vote. I repeat myself, but this is a timely, this is going to take extensive time to get through this.
That's not true. We're just doing it once. We're not doing it at every censure. We're doing it, changing the rules just one time. We don't do that every time.
But you will be voting on every penalty for every
That is correct.
censure,
Yes, ma'am.
which will take time. Right now, what we're doing is it's in there. If you don't want it in there, move to
We
strike.
can take time to debate 30 minutes. We can take time to vote. Yes, sir. Nope. All right. Do we have a call to question on this? All right. First, we're going to vote on call the question. All in favor of calling the question, please say aye. All opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Now on the amendment to the supplemental rule itself. All in favor of the amendment to the supplemental rule, say aye. All opposed, say nay. Need a division on that. We're going to go record vote on this. All in favor of amending the supplemental rules to add the language to have individual vote on every single penalty, which is 3 of them, say aye. Click 1A. If you are opposing it, click 2. And if you want to abstain, 3. Who are we missing? Bruce Bishop. Paul Hale, Christian Bentley. What do we need? Okay, with 34 yeas and what's the nays? 26 nays and 3 abstain, the amendment passes. So we'll take up penalties one at a time. Now, penalty 1 on Stan Lambert is the first one on the table. All in favor of penalty 1. Hold on. Michael, are you ready? All in favor of penalty 1, press 1A. If you are in opposition of, point it to Micah. Point it to Micah. Oh, Micah is over there. If you're in opposition, press 2 or B. If you are abstaining, press 3. Paul Hale. Penalty 1 on Stan Lambert. Matt Patrick. Need you to vote. Patrick Baumhoff. I'm missing you. All right. Pointed at Micah. With 44 yeas and 15 nays, 4 abstain, penalty 1 passes against Stan Lambert. Now we're going to penalty 2 on Stan Lambert. Hold on, we're not ready yet. We're ready. Penalty 2. If you're in support of penalty 2, please press 1A. If you are in opposition of penalty 2, press solution E. If you're abstaining, press 3C. Paul Hale? Where did Paul Hale go? I'll see him. Paul? Both clickers. All right. All members voted with 45 yeas and 15 nays and 3 abstain. The penalty 2 passes. Thank you. We are on the next resolution. Where are we? Got it?
Mr. Chairman, the next resolution in our report is the resolution of concurrence for Representative Jeff Leach. This is a concurrence with the Collin County Censure. There are 13 alleged actions of violations of the principles and or legislative priorities. The requested penalties are penalties 1, 2, and 3. In the interest of time, I will not go through each one of those alleged violations. There are tons of them. With that, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Resolutions Committee, I move the adoption of the resolution of concurrence for Representative Jeff Leach.
The resolution on the table at this point is resolution against Jeff Leach from Collin County Republican Party. Are there any discussion on the resolution? Yes, sir.
Speak against Rolando Garcia, SD 15. I mean, these precinct chairs just threw everything in the kitchen sink into this resolution with very little discernment. There are not 3 legitimate violations in this censure. For the sake of time, I can't go through each of them, but I want us to look at the bigger picture here. There are some reps that, like Van Dever, Angelia Orr, they have never lifted a finger for our priorities, and they never will. So we can burn that bridge. But there are other reps who they cast some votes that we don't like. They are absolute rock stars on some of our other priorities. Jeff Leach was a rock star on the pro-life legislation. He was a rock star on the Stop Sexualization of Children bill, okay? And for medical freedom. So we have to think, do we want to completely burn this bridge? Because you know what? He's going to be reelected and he's going to be in office next session. So do we want to completely burn our connections? And I want to ask this body, what is the purpose of having legislative priorities? Is it to get the policies passed, or is it simply to have criteria with which to censure people and kick them off the ballot? So I think in this case, again, there are some reps who never help with our priorities, but Jeff Leach is clearly a rock star for some of our priorities, and I think we need to keep that in mind.
Thank you. Lydia, you're recognized.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Lydia Covey, SD3. I think I'm speaking for the resolution, and in response to Mr. Garcia, it is a bad excuse to say that because of some good things that somebody did, all the bad things don't matter. That's not just. Yeah. But just plain and simple, that is not just.
If you guys do that, I will ask you to leave. Melinda, don't do that again. If anybody else does that, I will ask you to leave this room. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. But we don't negate the wrong actions that they have taken simply because they have taken some good ones. We're grateful for those, but that does not negate that they did break priorities and principles and that their county did vote to censor them. In my opinion, that is a very lame reason not to enforce what the delegates and the county have sent to us.
Thank you. I don't see anyone else speaking in favor or in opposition. Can we go to the resolution itself and vote on it? All right, we're going to the concur part of the resolution. Are you ready? All right, all in favor of concurring the resolution against Jeff Leach from Collin County Republican Party, please press 1A. If you are against it, press 2B. If you are in opposition, if you're in opposition, press 2B. If you're abstaining, press 3C. A, in favor, B in opposition, C in abstain. Okay. With 36 yeas, 22 nays, and 4 abstain, yeah, it fails. The resolution is failed and removed. The next resolution on the floor is, well, Andy, you're up.
Mr. Chairman, rise to privilege. Would you please inform the members debating on this body, especially the new ones, that it is out of line and a breach of decorum to impeach the motives of the other members speaking, that their comments need to be directed to you, the chair that is presiding over this meeting?
Yes, I will do that. Give me 1 second. So want to come back to a couple of things. Sorry, I had an outburst. If any of the members, or any of the visitors who is outside of this part make noises about it, I will have you removed. All of my SRAC member, I cannot remove you, but I'll hold a grudge. No, just kidding. Kidding. I do want to make sure that we are in decorum because this is being live streamed. We're going to have, when some members said this is being watched by White House, it actually is literally being watched by White House. They want to know what we're doing, why we're doing it, and they have their opinion about it, and they're very strongly expressed it, and I shared that with you guys this morning. So I'm going to leave it at that. But what I want to tell you is, when you guys are debating, keep it to your points, to the resolution. Don't insult the counties, don't insult the precinct chairs, don't insult each other. There is no need to do that. If you don't have enough substance in your argument to talk about the resolution itself, you don't need to speak. So let's just move forward from there. Andy, your rest.
Mr. Chairman, the next resolution in our report is the resolution of concurrence for Representative Morgan Meyer. This is a concurrence with the Dallas County Censure. There are 4 alleged actions of violations of the principles and or legislative priorities. The requested penalties are 1, 2, and 3. The details of those you can find in the document. I will point out that number 4 violation, we did remove from Angie Chen Button, and these exact same 4 violations are in this Morgan Meyer resolution, just so you know. So with that, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Resolutions Committee, I move the adoption of a resolution of concurrence for Representative Morgan Meyer.
All right, let's get to it.
Mr. Chairman,
Jim Pickle, you're recognized.
Jim Pickle, SD8. For purposes of just bland consistency, we did not concur in the resolution against Angie Chen Button on the literally verbatim strikes that are in this one.
I'm sorry, we agreed on we're not going to do one resolution is not going to equal other resolution. We're going to pick it up individually.
Okay.
You can speak against it.
I'm speaking against it
Yes, sir.
because, again, let's say you're in court. You've got 2 identical resolutions. This guy gets censured. This guy doesn't. You're the judge. Judges hate inconsistencies like that more than they hate being lied to. Okay? Just telling you from experience. Okay? That's called arbitrary and capricious conduct. Okay? It's a no-no in court. If we ever had to go to court on Button or Meyer, and they would bring this in, because they're going to, we will just, I don't say this as a lawyer very often, there's a 99.9% chance we'll lose. That's the highest I can give you. It's just not going to work. So let's have some consistency. And I agree that foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of small minds. I've heard that before. Okay, I understand that. But this is not the same thing. These are identical. They're just not inconsistent. They're identical with each other. And you're right. We said earlier, we're going to look at them all individually. So I'm just giving you the idea what's going to happen in this situation. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you in favor of the rest?
Against.
You're against. Are you in
Chairman,
favor?
I actually have an amendment
To the resolution?
to the
Okay.
resolution.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
we can strike the 4th piece there, because that's exactly
we
what we
strike?
did in the last one. And that would fix it.
The 4th was stricken by Angie Chen Button. Is that the intent
Yes.
being higher? Okay. Makes sense. The motion is to strike number 4 from Morgan Meyer. Got a second? Do we want to debate this?
No.
Or we debated it last time? All right. All in favor of striking section number 4 from Morgan Meyer's resolution from Dallas County Republican Party, please say aye. Aye. All in opposition say nay. The ayes have it. The line number or allegation number 4 is stricken from the resolution. Now we're back on the resolution itself.
I'd like to speak against
Sir,
Rolando Garcia, SD15. This has the same duplicative violation that we discussed in the Angie Button resolution. Again, I want to remind this body, we counted the rules vote, we counted the vote to close debate as the one violation against the no Democrat chair priority. We emphatically did not count the vote on the overall rules package, which is one of the 3 remaining violations here. We did not count the vote on the overall rules package because it had good parts, like getting rid of Democrat chairs, but it also had the bad parts, like appointing Democrat vice chairs. So whether you vote for or against the rules package, it could have been a violation of the priority. And this is why this body repeatedly did not count the vote on the overall rules package as a violation. We counted the vote to close debate. So once you take that out, there are only 2 legit violations, and as in my view, only 1 legit violation in this resolution. I also want to raise a political point. This is a very marginal district. Call an all red beat Ted Cruz here. Morgan Meyer ran ahead of Donald Trump and Ted Cruz to win. So we need to be careful about censuring moderates because the alternative in this district may be a Democrat. Morgan Meyer is more moderate than we would like, but he voted for our new map. He voted for our pro-life laws. He voted on our Texas land not for sale laws. He voted for our stop sexualization of children bills. A Democrat would have done none of those things. So I don't want anyone to say Morgan Meyer is just like a Democrat. A Democrat wouldn't have voted for any of those things. So keep in mind with a district like this, when the choice is a moderate Republican or a Democrat.
that's time. Thank you.
No, he's saying we do.
Are you in favor of the resolution in opposition?
In favor.
Okay.
Leslie Thomas, SD22. I would like to remind the body that just because the SREC voted with Rural Task 44, whatever they voted for, that does not bind the precinct chair and the county chair. That was for information only, and that we're to see it from their perspective with as they saw it. And if it's reasonable, we're to agree with it. My opinion.
Thank you. Are you in favor or against the resolution?
In favor.
Do we have anyone against the resolution? Seeing none, you're up.
Sure. I just want to remind the body, because we've been in the middle of a very intensive debate for a while, that remember, we have 2 separate votes here. We have the vote of whether or not we concur with the facts presented before us in a censure resolution. That's a yes or no in looking at this. And then we have a vote on penalty, which means, okay, so these things were done. How bad do we think they are? So remember, I'm hearing a lot of valuations on how bad things are. That is for the consideration of the penalty phase, not the consideration of whether we concur with the facts presented before us. So I would say, hey, if you believe these facts are true, then vote for the censure. And then if you don't think that they're really, really that bad, or you think that they're very bad, then you choose which penalties you want, or no penalties, or whatever the deal is. But the question before us right now isn't how bad someone is or how egregious these things are. The question is, are there 3 valid censurable offenses before us? Then we vote yes for censure, and then we determine whether we're going to vote for penalties, and if so, which ones.
Thank you. I did not see any other discussion on this resolution, so we're going to go to a vote. This is the concur part of the resolution. All in favor of concurring with the Dallas County GOP on the resolution against Morgan Meyer, please press 1A. All in opposition, press 2B. And if you are abstaining, press 3C. Susan Lucas? Kelly Perry. Randy Perm. Where'd it go? Randy left? Where'd the army go? All right, we're good. With, what am I looking at? 32 yeas and 29 nays, 2 abstain, the resolution fails.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, the next resolution in our report is the resolution of concurrence for Representative Angela Orr. This is a concurrence with the Leon County Censure. There are 6 alleged actions of violations of the principles and or legislative priorities. The requested penalties are penalties 1, 2, and 3, again. And the details of each alleged action items are in those documents we've already talked about. Again, to save time, I will not discuss those. With that, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Resolutions Committee, I move the adoption of the resolution of a concurrence for Representative Angela Orr.
Thank you, Andy. I recognize Susan.
I'm speaking for the resolution that Leon County did against Angela Orr. I wanted to also point out that in addition to Leon County, that Bosque County also did a censure, and Falls County and Limestone County sent in concurrences to the resolution.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone in opposition of this resolution? Are you speaking in opposition? No? All right. Seeing no other debate on this resolution, we're going to go to a vote. Are you ready? All in favor of concurring with the resolution from against Angela Orr, press 1. If you are in opposition, press 2, and 3 for abstain. All right. We have, is it the what? With 43 yeas, 15 nays, and 5 abstain, the resolution passes, the concur part. Now we are going into the penalty part of the resolution, and any discussion on that? Okay.
I want to speak to strike number 3.
Penalty 3.
Penalty number 3. This is Tony Trevino with Senate District 21. And
Need a second? Do we have a second? Okay. We have a motion and a second. Do we need to discuss it? You can talk about it. Yes, please.
right. So one of the main things I want to bring to the attention of the SREC is that once again, the grassroots are actually the voters in the Republican primary. There were 18,121 people, grassroots, who voted for Angela Orr. We should not remove their choice in who they're able to vote for and who's on their ballot. She ran unopposed, and if her voters believe that there's someone who can better represent them, they can run someone against her. She can have a primary opponent. That is what this country and this state are all about, is the right to vote. And these people should have the right to vote for who they want to vote for. So I move to strike penalty number 3.
Thank you. Are you in favor or in opposition?
David Wiley, I'm opposed to whatever Tony was doing. It would put me in, I'm in favor of all 3 penalties. I'm opposed to the removal of number 3 is where she was.
Okay.
And again, just as she repeats herself, I'll repeat myself. We are implementing the rules passed to us by the grassroots delegates at convention, not the voters, not the public, not those people out there watching the TV commercials and figuring out what to do at the last minute. We're responding to the people who we represent from being elected by them at convention, who passed these rules for us to implement. The grassroots are, in fact, the Republicans of Texas who participate in the process from the ground up. That's where the grassroots come in, not the AstroTurf that just gets blown over later by going in to vote in the elections. The grassroots are the workers, the people who it matters to, that care enough to show up and do the work, knock on the doors, and elect us at convention. And I hope that they take that into account, this willingness that we'll have to just set their desires aside because we don't agree with them and we don't feel as though it comes to that level. Please do not remove number 3 from these punishments.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Rolando Garcia in favor of the striking number 3. First of all, Angelia Orr has a fantastic conservative primary challenger. Please support her. But I do want to oppose penalty 3. I keep hearing that we just have to do whatever the counties send up to us. Okay, if the delegates want to amend Rule 44 next year to read that the counties themselves can apply penalty 3, they can do that. But as it reads right now, it is up to us, the SREC, to decide whether what the counties sent us merit penalty 3. And once again, this I do believe merits penalty 1 and 2. It does not merit penalty 3. And for those who insist that we can charge ahead into court, consequences be damned, I want your names on this vote. So when the depositions come, okay, when we lose this case in court, when we are unable to raise money because we're at war with the Trump White House, I want people to know who to blame. The counties can request penalties, but it is up to us, the SREC, to decide, 1, whether penalties are merited, and 2, we have a fiduciary responsibility to this organization and to consider the consequences of pursuing a weak penalty 3 case at this time. And I would urge you to remove penalty 3.
Thank you. Couple of things. Silence your phones. I don't know why I have to say this. It's 3 o'clock. Why are we doing this at this point? Jeremy, would love you to have your seat back. That's for the staff. Please have a seat here. I'm not asking. You need to sit here. You can sit there or you can leave. That's your choice. Yes, sir. Because I can. Have a seat or get out. And please silence your cell phones. Yes, ma'am.
I'm for.
You're for
Removing 3.
moving 3. We just had someone speak for it.
Mr. Chair, Randy Perham, SD21. I'm calling the question. Make a motion to call a question.
All right. Do I have a second for that?
Fine.
All right. That's on penalty 3. All in favor of calling the question on penalty 3, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. All right. Now we are going on the amendment itself to remove penalty 3. All in favor of removing penalty 3, press 1. If you're in opposition, press 2. If you're abstaining, press 3. I'm sorry. It is a voice vote. All in favor of removing penalty 3, please say aye. All in opposition, please say nay. We're going to have to do this again.
The audience is influencing.
Let's do that again. All in favor of removing penalty 3, say aye. All in opposition, say nay. The ayes have it.
I call for division, so we vote. I think that was also what we voted on earlier, that we would do that on penalties.
Okay.
I'm just
We're
going to
gonna
acknowledge
need
the
how many
obvious
people?
fact that we all know Jared Patterson is the big.
Hold on a second. I need 20% of the people to agree with him to go to a record vote. Or 13. Do we have 13 people to say we need a record vote on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 13 now. All right, record vote on removing penalty 3. All in favor removing penalty 3, press 1. If you're in opposition, removing penalty 3, 2. Pointed at him. I see you guys keep pointing it at me. All right. With the majority, it is 42 yeas and 19. The motion passes to remove penalty 3. Now we're back on penalty 1. Penalty 1, if you're in favor of penalty 1, are you guys ready? Hold on, we're not ready yet. I'm ready. Ready. If you are in favor of penalty 1, press 1. Against penalty 2 is 2, and 3 to abstain. What's the number? With 46, that is 3/5. Penalty 1 passes. We'll go to penalty 2 now. Yes, sir. I'm assuming there are no discussion on penalty 2 either. So give us a minute. We'll go there.
Request for information, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
If we impose penalty 2, is this the one that expends up to 12% funds? That was penalty 1. So my question still remains. That says the SREC would authorize that. So are they going to bring that through resolution back through this body in order to spend
I'll
money?
consider that in December because the filing is not open yet.
Gotcha. Good answer.
All right. Hey, I got a kudos from Steve Evans. It never happens. It never happens. We're almost always on the other side. You guys ready? Penalty 2? If you're in favor of penalty 2, press 1. If you're in opposition, press 2.
Go home.
And if you're abstaining, press 3. We're good. 45. With 45, penalty 2 is sustained. Next resolution is on Jared Patterson. Undo that.
All right. Mr. Chairman, the next resolution in our report is the resolution of concurrence for Representative Jared Patterson. This is a concurrence with the Denton County Censure. There are 9 alleged actions or violations of the principles and or legislative priorities. The requested penalties are penalties 1, 2, and 3. The details, again, you can find those in the documents. So with that, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Resolutions Committee, I move the adoption of the resolution of concurrence for Representative Jared Patterson.
Thank you. I'm going to recognize you because you've moved faster.
I'm taller.
Yes.
David Wiley, SD 12, voted, speaking in favor of this resolution. Jared Patterson basically is the poster child for censure. He's the one that shows up on all the pictures. He's the one that makes all the audio recordings, that casts all the aspersions. He's the one that we would censure because we just don't like him. But look at all these cases, all of these stated cases that the precinct chairs in his district, all in the same county. It's not like only a few precinct chairs in one county. This is a single county to satisfy your multi-county issue, all in the same county. And they voted over 2/3 to censure him. Please support these precinct chairs, all from one county, who raised these issues to us. And just based on this, not the fact that he's actually really sounds like he doesn't want to be a Republican anyway, and support this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. You're recognized.
Rolando Garcia, SD15. I'm just going to acknowledge the obvious fact that we all know Jared Patterson is the biggest asshole in that Texas House. However,
I don't know what to do with this anymore.
that is not a censurable violation. Being an awful person, as we've discussed before, is not a censurable violation. I wish I had time to go through all of these violations and explain to you why so many are bogus. But again, I will remind you, Mitch Little has three of these violations. I say that not because I think Mitch committed 3 violations, because those votes aren't violations, okay? They included things that are clearly not Rule 44 violations. And I also, again, want to look at the bigger picture with Jared Patterson. As awful as he is personally, his voting record is at about right at the middle of the Republican caucus. On pretty much every scorecard and ranking, he's just about right at the middle. So he's like better than half, in terms of voting record, he's better than half the Republican caucus. Now, that's not great, but is it worthy of Rule 44 censure? Rule 44, again, for the worst of the worst, is the worst of the worst, half the Republican caucus? Some may think it is, but then censure loses its meaning. The worst of the worst is for the worst 1 or 2 or 3. It is not someone whose voting record is in the middle of the Republican caucus. Again, acknowledging as personally unpleasant as he is.
All right, you're up. Then I'll come to you.
Mr. Chair, Randy Perham, SD21, I'll call a previous question.
She wasn't. Okay, we're gonna censure Randy after this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna.
Doesn't that require a second?
Which one? He didn't make a motion. Yes, well, I'm not taking that yet. You're recognized.
Thank you. Lydia Covey, SD3. Again, the good things that a representative does not counteract the bad things that they do. And I'd just like to remind the body that a Rule 44 violation is something that violates our legislative principles or our priorities or our preamble. And there are indeed, in my opinion, the instances that are noted in this censure, there are at least 3 Rule 44 violations. So, again, yeah, we don't censor because we do or not like, we don't like somebody. That's not a reason for censor, but there are very valid reasons in here. And when you're doing the right thing, you do take into account the consequences, but you don't let the consequences stop you from doing the right thing. And some people don't like that. They think that's foolish. To me, that's character and integrity. So I would like to concur with this censure resolution, and I support it.
Thank you. And now I'll entertain your motion to call the question because she was there, and plus I needed a for and an opposite.
Mr. Chair, Randy Perham, SD21, calling the question, sir.
Okay, do I have a second on that? Second. Okay, we see second. We're going to go vote on the calling the question. It's almost 4 o'clock. All in favor of calling the previous question, say aye. Aye. All in opposition, say nay. The ayes have it. Now we're back on the resolution itself. We are going to vote on the concurrence part of the resolution. You ready? If you are in favor of concurring the resolution, please press 1. If you're in opposition, 2, and up to abstain, 3. Missing Susan Lucas, Tisha Crow, and Don. Wanda and Micah. With 46 yeas and 15 nays, 2 abstain, the resolution, the concurrence part of the resolution passes. Now, I just want to say I agree with Rolando on the language he used, but just kidding. I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. Now we're at the penalty part of the resolution. Yes, it will. Okay. Now, hold on a second.
Sorry to lose my voice.
All right, we are at the not sentencing, penalty part of the resolution. Tony, you're recognized.
Tony Trevino, Senate District 21. I move to strike penalty number 3 from the resolution.
Is it all same arguments before?
Well,
Just kidding. You can speak.
all right, thank you. I do know people don't like to hear it, but there are people who voted for Jared Patterson. 14,741 votes. And these numbers are from the primary. These are grassroots voters. We can quibble about whether or not voters are grassroots. That is ridiculous. If someone's voting in the Republican primary, if they can find time when they've got a job and they've got a family and they have to find the time to go and vote in the Republican primary so they can have their voice heard, they are grassroots. They are what we are all about, and they are why we are here. So they do matter. But I would say, in addition, that Representative Patterson, that some of the things he was singled out for, this is just for you to consider while you're deciding. 4 of the votes that he's being censured for are the same votes that Mitch Little had. 4, yes. Yes, they are. And there are also 6 votes from Representative Baumgardner that were the same, 2 votes for Hayes and 2 for Hopper. And he was just censured for all of these. So please take that into account. He also ran unopposed in the last primary. So if you want to get him out of office, let's use democracy. That's a novel thought. And let's actually vote him out of office. If you want to see him out of office, run somebody against him and have him lose in the primary. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Leslie Thomas, SD 22. We've been hearing that penalty 3 is for the worst of the worst. And I want to say this somberly. When you call and threaten your precinct chairs, with retaliation and lawsuits for doing something that is their legal right to do, then I think that that's one of the worst of the worst. And so for this case, I urge you to vote for penalty 3.
Yes, sir.
Rolando Garcia, SD 15. This is not about Jared Patterson. This is about penalty 3. And yes, I agree, Jared Patterson is a jerk to his activists. But 1, that's not a Rule 44 violation. And 2, that is not a reason that you want to use in court for why you're kicking him off the ballot. Okay? I am saying all this because I want to protect penalty 3. Okay? We are currently fighting the closed primary lawsuit, and we will win. I mean, it's going to take a while. It's going to take some money, but we will win. And we will have won on the principle that the party can control its nominating process. After we've won the closed primary lawsuit, we will be in a strong position if we want, and if in next cycle, to pursue a penalty 3 case in court. Again, this is not the time because 1, we will lose in court and jeopardizing the future of penalty 3. And 2, we will put ourselves at odds with the White House. And 3, we will destroy our fundraising next year. Okay. Again, all of you who want to be bold activists and want to ignore your fiduciary responsibilities, those of you who want to vote for penalty, go to court on a half-baked penalty 3 case, I want you to sign up for raising money for convention, okay? Because you're going to have to raise the money after the Trump White House tells their Texas donors to shut off RPT, because that's what's going to happen.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
In regards to Mr. Trump, I was on his spiritual advisory team in 2015 when he ran for office and helped stare down major donors like Soros and others when they were squaring off against evangelicals. So I know Mr. Trump cares about things that we care about, President Trump. And
I'm going to need you to speak to the resolution.
I am speaking the resolution. I was speaking exactly what Orlando just got finished saying. He just said this.
Yeah.
And so I'm commenting on the opposite of that, that I think that in her case, or in the case, sorry, of Jared's case, that there can be understanding of us going, okay, or anyone's case. And so using the president as a reason to not enact penalty 3, I think is invalid. But more commonly, I want to talk about the legal case. I want to be real clear, so speaking to what was just asserted. I believe as a member of this body that a judge will not be deciding on the intricacies of our platform. A judge will be deciding this based upon whether or not we followed our processes. Now, I'm not making a comment right now about Jared. I'm commenting about what was commented about this resolution. And that is really simply that it's a misnomer that a judge is going to go into our deliberative process and say, well, this person was this bad or that bad, or Jared was this bad or that bad. No, a judge is going to look at, did we follow our processes? Were we in any way violating constitutional law? And so I think it's a misnomer to keep throwing that up as if the evaluation of how bad someone is something a judge is going to do. A judge isn't necessarily going to be looking at it, and if they do, I believe it will be thrown out in court. A judge would be looking at, a rightful judge would be looking at the constitutionality of it. I'll be looking at whether we followed our procedures, not so much the badness of someone. So again, as delegates to our SREC members, we should be free to decide whether we believe this to be a penalty 3 offense or not, irrespective of the lawsuit, because the claims made about the lawsuit and how a judge would evaluate this, I believe to be false, in particular regarding the quote badness or not badness of a representative. The question is, in this moment, are we following our procedures?
Thank you. I'm going to take a recess for 5 minutes.
Take penalty 3 out of this resolution and be the adults in the room. I yield.
Thank you. Give me 1 more second. Can you turn the sound on the live stream? Anyone in opposition of removing penalty 3? Okay, since the debate is over, we're going to vote on penalty 3, removing the penalty 3 amendment itself. It's a voice vote. All in favor of removing penalty 3, say aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Now we're back on penalty 1 and 2. Are there any debate or discussion on penalty 1 and 2? Seeing none, we're going to vote on penalty 1. Are you guys ready? If you are in favor of penalty 1, please press 1. If you are in opposition, press 2. If you want to abstain, press 3. With 45 yeas and 15 nays, the penalty 1 is sustained. It will be imposed. We are on penalty 2. Since no discussion, all in favor of penalty 2. Hold on. We're not done yet. All in favor of penalty 2, please press 1. All in opposition, press 2. If you are abstaining, press 3. With 45 yeas, penalty 1 and penalty 2 is imposed on Jerry Patterson's resolution. Thank you. The next resolution. Andy.
Mr. Chairman, the penultimate resolution in our report is a resolution of concurrence for Dade Phelan. This is a concurrence with the Orange County censure, and there are 9 alleged actions violations of the principles and our legislative priorities. The requested penalties are 1, 2, and 3, the details of which you can find in the documents previously covered. With that, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Resolutions Committee, I move the adoption of the resolution of concurrence for Representative Dade Phelan.
The resolution on the table is for resolution against Dade Phelan. Do we have a discussion on the concurrence? Seeing none, we're going to vote on the concurrence. All in favor of concurring with the resolution against former Speaker Dade Phelan, press 1. All in opposition, press 2. If you're abstaining, 3. Do we have a proxy for David? Susan Fountain? Yeah. We have the concurrence at 45, which is passes the threshold. The concurrence is imposed, or concurrence passed. Now we are in the penalty part of the resolution against Representative Dade Phelan.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and vote to enforce penalty 1.
It's already in there, so we don't need a motion. We have it.
Can
All
we go-
3 of them are in there.
Oh, okay.
You can
Can we
strike
go ahead
one
and-
if you want to.
Okay, so we can't make a motion to go ahead and vote?
You want to call the question on penalty 1?
Yes.
Okay. Are we good with penalty 1? Call the question? Do we have a second? All right. All in favor of calling the question on penalty 1, say aye. All opposed, say nay. All right, the ayes have it. Now we are going to have to take a vote on the penalty 1. Micah, are you ready for it? You ready? Hold on. The secretary needs some help. Okay. All in favor of penalty 1 for Dade Phelan, press 1. All in opposition of penalty 1 against Dade Phelan, press 2. "45 yeas and 13 nays and 5 abstained. The penalty 1 is imposed. Are we ready for penalty 2 or 3, or do we have a motion?
I wanted to make an amendment to strip penalty 3.
Okay. Please, do I have a second? Okay, we have a second. Would you like to speak?
Sure. Rolando Garcia, SD 15. The delegates added penalty 3 at the convention. They did not mandate that we use it in any particular case. There will have to be a test case on penalty 3 eventually, but it's up to us to be strategic, to pick the strongest possible case at the best possible time. We only get one shot at winning a penalty 3 case in court. As I've said repeatedly, this will get much easier once we've won the closed primary case. So I'm asking this body if you actually want to protect Rule 44 and Penalty 3, to take this out. Because Dade Phelan is not running for reelection. However, he would absolutely file to take RPT to court on this Penalty 3 case. This is not the Penalty 3 case we want to take to court. I do believe there are 3 legit violations that would warrant penalties 1 and 2, but there are a lot of very weak violations. Again, please be strategic about deciding which is the first Penalty 3 case we take to court.
Thank you. Yes. Are you
Yes,
speaking?
I'd like to speak in opposition to the amendment.
Yes, ma'am.
Lydia Covey, SD3. My colleague used a great word, mandate. I'm from Orange County, the county that passed the censure, and the precinct chairs do mandate that we pass Penalty 3 on Dade Phelan. We have had Dade Phelan as representative for many years. This county is very acquainted with him, and they are fully aware of what that means, passing Penalty 3, and they do mandate it. The concern with not passing Penalty 3 for Phelan, even though he is not running, he says he is not running. That's the thing. He says he is not running. That doesn't mean that he is not or that he won't down the road. For future generations, if he gets to be in his old age and decides to run for something else, I would like that to be on his record, and all of the people from Orange County would too, because they have told me that. So again, Orange County, who has passed this censure, does mandate Penalty 3 for Dade Phelan.
Thank you. Are you in opposition or favor
I'm in
of the amendment?
opposition.
We just had an opposition. Are you in opposition as well?
Opposition.
Do we have anyone in favor of the amendment? Okay, seeing none, you go, Kurt. You go.
Yeah, Leslie Thomas, SD 22. I'd like to remind this body that this is the second time that Representative Phelan has been censored. I think that he is at the top of the list of one who deserves a timeout for 24 months. I think that, and he also doesn't have our president's endorsement because he voted against school choice. That is what I like to see.
Yes, sir.
And I was going to concur with what Leslie just said in part, which is that in terms of President Trump, which has been a part of the discussion today, Trump did not endorse Mr. Phelan. So that should not be a consideration in the present moment of whether we would or would not endorse or enact Penalty 3. And plus, I know President Trump is a very smart man, a very good politician, a guy who has really backed the Republican Party of Texas in extreme ways, a guy who knows that we have his back and he has had our back. And I know that President Trump, because he is a smart man, would not oppose the Republican Party of Texas because he knows that we are more for him than almost any other state in the country. So I think that it's ridiculous to propose that he would actually attack the Republican Party of Texas because he knows that we support him and he knows that that we are really key to being the firewall for the rest of the country. So because he is such a smart man, I know that he would not oppose us if we were to do this or on other resolutions as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Speaking in favor, Jim
Okay.
Pickle, SD8. I'm a lawyer, charge my clients lots of money to go to court. I estimate that this lawsuit will cost the party between $250,000 and $400,000, whether we win or lose. So anybody that wants to vote for this penalty, I'm going to put a box at the back of the room, and I want you to put your check for $35,000 in that box so that you can pay for it, because we don't pay for things with other people's money in the Republican Party. That's what the Democrats do. So if you have the force of your convictions, put your money where your mouth is.
Okay. All right. Seeing no other discussion, let's go to the vote on the Penalty 3 itself. Are you guys ready? All right. It's a voice vote. All in favor of removing Penalty 3, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Now we're on the Penalty 1. We did do Penalty 1. We just have Penalty 2 left. Seeing no other discussion on this, all in favor of adding Penalty 2 to Dade Phelan's resolution, please press 1. If you are in opposition, press 2. And if you want to abstain, press 3.
I accidentally put the wrong button on item Chris.
You can just press again. I keep doing that too. I kept pressing 1, but then I changed it to C. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If you leave, we need you to, if you don't have a proxy, we need you to bring the clicker back.
Okay, thank you.
46, 12, and 4. Penalty 2 applies to date valence resolution. Andy, you're up.
Now I got it. That's what's great. That's all right, the last resolution, everything we've been waiting for here all day. The last resolution in our report is a resolution of concurrence for Representative Gary Van Dever. This is a concurrence with the Lamar County Censure. I believe there are 6 alleged violations of the principles and or legislative priorities, and the requested penalties are all 3, penalties 1, 2, and 3. The details, again, you can find in the documents previously posted. So with that, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Resolutions Committee, I move the adoption of the resolution of concurrence for Representative Gary Van Dever. And that will be the last resolution.
All right, 4:15, not too bad. We have a resolution on the table to censure State Representative Gary Van Dever. Do we have a discussion on this resolution? Yes, sir.
Yes, I would like to speak for this resolution.
Yes, sir.
And this is Lamar counties, but Red River County and Morris County also censured him and concurred with him because that was the strongest one. All 3 of these counties voted unanimous to censure him. And also Cass County had a meeting and the majority voted, but they couldn't get all their people there. And so they sent a letter of support for the use of Rule 44 today. And Gary Van Dever has not represented his constituents. He closed his office down the week that he would have got a censure up there. And so the chairman from Morris County had to drive to the Capitol to give him that censure. There is a lot of egregious things that I could stand here and tell you about, but he is one of only 2 Republicans that Donald Trump did not endorse. And he is the single Republican that voted with the Democrats. I don't have the bill number here. It's that egregious thing that had to do with composting human bodies. And so he holds a distinction of joining them to vote for that. I ask everyone to make a statement simply because that's what we're here for. This is not a meeting to talk about the achievements that somebody's done for being there for 12 years. It's these other things. It's these things that's taken away and canceled out all the good things that we have tried to accomplish. And so I ask you to do what the grassroots have asked us to do.
Thank you.
And censure him.
I will, as soon as she speaks. Are you in opposition of removing? Opposition
I'm in
of
favor
this?
of the resolution.
Okay, then we're going to go to call the question on this. Do I have a second? Have a motion and a second on call the question. All in favor of calling the question, please say aye. All in opposition say nay. Nay. The ayes have it. Now, but we're back on the resolution itself. Do we want to? We're going to the concurrence vote on the concurrence part of the resolution, not the penalties. You ready?
I've got a motion.
For voting.
Are we over? Yeah.
Sorry?
You didn't recognize us for motions on the penalties.
We're not there yet.
Are
Just
we,
the
are we
concurrence.
voting on the resolution right now?
Yeah, concurrence.
I'm tired too.
That's another one over Steve Evans today.
Jim said.
If you're in favor of concurring on the resolution against Gary Van Tever, do I have the right resolution? Gary Van Tever, please press 1. If you're in opposition of concurring, press 2. And if you're abstaining, Susan Valiant is gone. Walter? Or are we missing? This is the concurrence part of the resolution against Gary Van Tever. Paul Hale had some choice words that I had to think about it to figure out what he was trying to tell me. Are we good? All right. With 45 votes, we are concurring with the county party. Now we are on the penalty part of the resolution.
I'd like to move to remove penalty 3.
Remove penalty 3. We have a second. All right. Do we have discussion?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'm in opposition.
Actually, before he gets to speak first. Yeah.
Right. First of all, Gary Van Dever has a fantastic primary challenger, Chris Spencer. Please support him. I oppose penalty 3 for all the reasons we've stated before. For an additional reason, I think in this case, is that we don't need it. Gary Van Dever barely won his primary. And if we impose penalties 1 and 2, that allows the party to actively oppose him in the primary. And with that, Gary Van Dever will lose his own primary. So we don't have to risk a court case on penalty 3 when penalties 1 and 2 will actually do the trick and accomplish what we want to accomplish. I'm not going to rehash all the political and the legal arguments and the financial arguments for why this is not the right time. But please consider that in this case, with a strong primary challenger and with penalties 1 and 2, this is not the right case to take to court on penalty 3. Gary Van Dever is bad, and I would also add that he violated a principle by voting against school choice, even though that is not in the resolution. So he clearly deserves penalty 1 and 2. He has a great primary challenger who almost beat him last time. And with the party support, we'll push him over the top. And so we don't have to risk a penalty 3 case in this instance.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
The issue is, do we have control over the name Republican or not? Does our platform govern that? And I believe the answer is yes. And so if someone does not behave according to our platform and does so egregiously, then we should have the absolute right as a private party, not an extension of the government, to decide and say, you may not use our name. You can't use our name. It's as if I went to McDonald's and started selling Whoppers. They could say, you can't use the McDonald's name to sell Whoppers. And so if someone has done that, and in this case, this is a person that has not been endorsed by President Trump and is a candidate for a penalty 3. And so I think that we need to stand and say, yes, we have the right as a party. We have the absolute right as a party to decide who gets to be in our primary. Primary is not the ballot. The ballot is the general election. The primary is a private contest of who we would put forward to the general ballot. We should have the ability to decide who we would put forward or not, and we should, specifically through our procedures. We followed our procedures here. There's no political conflict in terms of endorsements or anything. There is clear violations that is agreed upon by most people in this room, and so I believe that we should not once again say, well, because of expediency, we're not going to do that. I think that just like we tell the legislature and other people, they have to be brave and courageous and vote for things like President Trump tells us as well, to vote for things, even if it's going to be hard on us, then we have to stand on principle and say this is what it means to be a Republican. And so we're going to vote to say, you didn't do that and you cannot use our name anymore. And so I believe that's valid. I believe it's a fight worth having. And I believe this is a case where there isn't an endorsement. There isn't
That's
even
fine.
disagreement on the violations. It's optional.
Thank you. Are you in favor of penalty 3?
No, I'm opposed to removing penalty 3.
Opposed to removing? That's what we just had. Are you in opposed to?
I'm
Okay.
opposed to removing it.
All right. Recognize you, sir.
Mike Wheeler, SD 25, and I am standing on principle. I don't know if you remember last summer, the Democrat Party took Joe Biden off of their ticket. I'd rather take the high ground and not go down that road. As Rolando said, he has a primary opponent. He's been censured. Let's leave it up to the people.
Thank you. Which one was, who were, yeah, go ahead.
Lydia Covey, SD3. All the arguments have been made for and against penalty 3. I believe we've all heard it. But just as the youngest member of the SREC, remember that about 1 month ago was the death of Charlie Kirk. And that inspired my whole generation to stand for what is right, no matter what it cost. And just think about the future. I know that we think about the immediate future, but think about the long-term future. In 15 or 20 years, hopefully, I think this room is going to be filled with Gen Z, my generation. And hopefully I'll still be here too. And I'm going to tell them about what we do here today, what's happening here, what's been going on. I'm going to be here to witness to them what's gone on before them. And I want a good story to tell. I want a brave story. I want to tell them that the SREC had backbone and that they did what was right, like Charlie, no matter what it cost them. The cost is great. I understand that. I guess to a lot of people, maybe I could be considered a child. That's okay. I don't care. I get called a lot of names. But I do understand the cost. And Charlie did too, and my generation does too. And so I just ask you to consider what your legacy is going to be. This is your last chance with this issue to have a backbone and stand up and do what is right, no matter what it costs you. So I know y'all have many years of experience on me. I know I'm the youngest one here, but just a thought for y'all to consider.
Thank you. Anyone in opposition? Okay, we have a call to question. Do we have a second? Okay, all in favor of calling the question, please say aye. Aye. All in opposition, say nay. The ayes have it. Let's do now. No, just kidding. All right, now we're back on the resolution itself. Rolando did, and Kelly Perry, seconded. Yeah. Yes. All in favor of the amendment to remove penalty 3 from Gary Van Dever's resolution, say aye. All in opposition, say nay. We're going to do this one more time. All in favor of removing penalty 3 from Gary Van Dever, say aye. All in opposition, say nay. Hold on. What's the supplemental rule on? I'm going to go to the division. I know there's a threshold way too late in the evening. Are you guys okay with that? Without an objection, we're going to go to division. All in favor, please stand. Just count. Of removing penalty 3. If you're a proxy, raise your hand. Jane, we'll count you. Ma'am, that's fine. Have a seat. Yes. Micah Sagandra. Micah is gone.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 31.
Anyone with the proxy, please stand. Please raise your hand. Okay, one. And we have Jane Kansinko as well. Oh, she's standing.
I have 31, but I'm going to count one more time because somebody.
That's fine. 31 is good.
You got 31?
Did you get the people in the behind you? Okay. All right. All in opposition.
Michael, why don't you? Okay, that's fine. $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, $20, $21, $22, $23, $24. Oh, 25, 26. Got you, Jane. Got you. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 again. All right.
Okay.
Oh,
32. 34. Yeah. What do we need? Okay. The no votes for moving, because we were going to have a bunch of abstain. So not everybody else is no. Kondo, no votes.
one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Leslie, are you up? 16, 17, come back over here. Deborah, 18, 19, Ralph, 20, 21. Don't look at me. 22, 23, 24.
Okay.
24.
Yeah. The rest of them, I'm assuming, is abstain, right? All right. They're left. So 33, 24. 34, 24. With 34, 24, the motion passes. Motion to strike penalty 3 passes. All right, now we are on penalty 1 and 2. Do we need a discussion on that?
No.
All right. All in favor of penalty 1, press 1. All in opposition, press 2. If you're abstaining, press 3. Need more people on press. All in favor, press 1 or A. All in opposition, press 2 or B. If you're abstaining. With 45 yeas, penalty 1 is imposed. Are we ready for penalty 2? Okay, hold on. Well, they're not ready. Give me 1 second. We're almost there. Well, after this, we do not have any new business. I'm going to recognize Jerry Fisher. She here to speak for a couple of minutes. Our next SREC is going to be December 1st week. We'll have the call and all of that, but just wanted you guys to know this, those dates. All in favor, we're on the penalty 2. All in favor of penalty 2, 1A. All in opposition, press 2B. And if you're abstaining, press 3C. With 45 yeas, 12 nays, the penalty 2 passed. That concludes our resolutions committee report. Thank you for being here for